What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're looking at a condition called pes anserine bursitis, which is a type of pain on the inside of the knee related to a bursa and the tendons that go over that bursa. So if you've got pain on the inside of your knee, sort of down below, right in this region, this is the area where this pes anserine bursitis can occur. So we're going to look at exercises to help with pain in that region. So if you've got issues there, stay tuned for today's video. All right, so when we're jumping into this issue of medial knee pain, pain on the inside of the knee, it's important to know that there are other conditions that can cause pain here. And one of the most common is pain from inside the knee joint, which can be related to arthritis or issues with the medial meniscus. So if you've got pain on the inside of your knee, it's important to rule out those other issues. And one of the things we're gonna look at first is knee joint range of motion. So I'll show you how to measure that, but I've done another video that covers this extensively. So if you've got issues with range of motion, you'll want to go back and check out that video, and I'll put a link down in the description. So today's video relates more to bursitis, again, which will cause pain on the inside of the knee, and the tendons that go over the bursa. So the bursa are basically these small fluid-filled sacs that help reduce friction. So when we get bursitis, usually there's extra friction. So people who have this condition usually are engaging in activities that require repetitive bending and straightening of their knee, and that leads to an irritation of the bursa and tendons, again, just below the knee joint on the inside. We actually have 3 tendons that attach there. One is a muscle that runs down the front of the thigh called sartorius. It helps to kind of lift the leg up like this. So sartorius will attach right here, it's tendon. One of our groin muscles, our hip adductors, a muscle called gracilis, has a tendon that attaches here. And then also one of our hamstring muscles, one called semitendinosus, comes up the backside and has a tendon here. So underneath those 3 tendons is one of these bursas, and again, movements that require, activities that require cyclical repetitive flexion extension can irritate that bursa. So basically, we're going to look at exercises today to help calm the situation down, but you also want to be thinking about any of those activities in your life that seem to be triggering it. You probably need to modify those, dial the volume back so that the whole issue can calm down. All right, let's jump into a few of the exercises. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at is knee range of motion. Again, this is one that I've covered in depth in another video, and I'll put the link in the description for that. But first, just check your knee range of motion, especially flexion and extension. So you want to look at, can you bend and straighten your knee all the way? Have you lost any range of motion? People with bursitis won't tend to lose much range of motion unless they have really severe pain. This will more so affect people who have meniscus issues or arthritis. So again, if you've got pain on the inside of your knee and you notice that your knee is really stiff, you can't bend it all the way, you can't straighten it all the way, then you really want to work on regaining that mobility. And again, the link to that video is down in the description. For bursitis, we're just going to start working on reducing discomfort in that area. So we're first going to look at 2 stretches, especially for those muscles that run down and over the top of that bursa. Okay, so our first stretch, what we're going to do is a hamstring stretch, and there are tons of variations out there, but I'm going to use a stretch strap, and basically what I'm going to do, these are cool, they've got different little hooks. I'm going to put it over my foot, and I'm going to do a supine hamstring stretch. Because remember, semitendinosus, one of our hamstring muscles, goes over the bursa. So I'm going to just lay on my back and use my arms to pull my leg up until I get a good stretch in the back of my leg. I'm going to do this 2 to 4 times and hold for around 30 seconds. So as I stretch my hamstring muscles, especially that semitendinosus muscle, the thought is it will help to take pressure off of the bursa on the inside of my knee. Okay, so again, 30-second hold, and then you can take it down. You might as well do the other leg too, and then we'll do this 2 to 4 times, pulling up till you feel a moderate level stretch. All right, our second stretch is going to be for our adductor muscles, our groin muscles. Remember that one groin muscle, which is called gracilis, runs down over that bursa. So what I'm going to do is the leg I'm stretching, I'm going to be in kind of a kneeling position. The leg that's painful is going to go out straight, and then I'm going to do kind of a rock back. So I'm looking for a stretch here on my groin. So I'm basically going to sit back by bending this knee and hip until I've got a good stretch on the inside here. It's almost like you're doing a half of a center splits. So I'm just putting that leg out straight, looking for that good stretch. I can feel it kind of all the way down the inside of the leg here. Again, if I can stretch these muscles out, it will take some pressure off of that bursa down here on the inside of the knee. So like the hamstring stretch, do this 2 to 4 times, hold for around 30 seconds. Just figure out what works best for you. Everybody varies a little bit, but with these stretches, you want to try and do them every day until your symptoms have calmed down. Okay, so that's our second exercise, a hip adductor or groin stretch. All right, now our last 2 exercises are going to look more at strengthening and just gradually loading the tendons that go over the bursa. We're not going to do these extremely repetitively. We don't want to do a ton of knee flexion extension in the early phases because it'll probably just irritate that bursa. So for this first one, we're going to keep our knee locked out in extension. We're going to work those groin muscles and strengthen their tendons. And oftentimes people who have this on the inside of the issue, it can be bursa. Sometimes it can be a tendon irritation. So these strengthening exercises will help just in case there's a tendon issue going on. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is to work the adductors. I'm just going to lift my leg up like this, and then I'm going to hold. So I'm just starting with an isometric. I'm not going to do repetitions up and down. I'm basically going to lift. This is going to work those inner groin muscles, and I'm going to hold here for 30 to 45 seconds. And I'm going to do 3 to 5 repetitions of this. So basically I'm just going to hold when I've reached, say, that 30-second mark. Then I'm just going to set it back down. And you could alternate between this exercise and the next one, which would be for the hamstrings, or you could just do all these in a row. You could switch sides just to give it a break. But basically just use those groin muscles with your knees straight to lift your leg up. If this is just way too easy and you don't feel it challenging the area at all, you could add ankle weights to make this a bit harder. If this creates no discomfort, then go ahead and just go into repetitions. Okay, so if that's the case, then you do something, somewhere in the 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, and again, can add an ankle weight if it's really easy, but you're working the groin muscles and their tendon, the tendon of gracilis that attaches right there on the inside of the knee. Okay, so that's our third exercise. This is called side-lying hip adduction. Okay, so for our last one, we're going to target the hamstrings. We stretched the hamstrings. Now we're going to load them just like we stretched the groin and then loaded it. So for this first one, like the last exercise, we're going to start with an isometric. And if the isometric's too easy, then you can do reps. But what we're going to do, if this is my painful side, my legs would be like this if I was doing a standard bridge, kind of at this angle. To target my hamstrings more, I'm going to straighten them out a little bit and go up onto my heels. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is go up on 2 legs, and then I'm going to lift the leg that doesn't hurt. So all of my weight now is on the painful side, and then I'm just going to hold. So that's the isometric contraction, again looking at 30 to 45 seconds and doing 3 to 5 reps like this. So these can be pretty fatiguing, especially if you hold them the whole 30 seconds. So I would recommend doing, when that side's done, even just going over to the other side, even if it's not painful, and just holding there or doing reps. Okay, again, like I said in the last exercise, if isometrics like this are really easy, you don't feel any discomfort, then go ahead and try single leg repetitions like this, where you go up and down, again with the knee out a little bit straighter and on the heel. This is a hamstring biased bridge. So you're just going to go up and down like that to target the hamstrings, and again, especially thinking about semitendinosus on the inside and its attachment down on the inside of the knee. Okay, so those are the 4 exercises we're really looking at. A hamstring stretch, a groin or adductor stretch, the adductor strengthening exercise, the side-lying hip adduction, and then this last one, the hamstring bridge. And again, make sure you check your knee mobility. It's important to make sure your knee range of motion is full as you're doing all of this, and I'll put that video link down in the description. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.